everyone. Thank you for joining us for our June MSCC All Hands meeting. We took a break in May for our annual meeting, so hopefully many of you were there. I know some of the faces I see on here were with us. So thank you for that, and we're glad to have you back for this upcoming meeting that we're having today. We have two representatives from Science Gateways to share about what the work being done there. It is a center of excellence that is funded by NSF. So I think we're going to just go ahead and jump right in, if that's okay with you, Claire. Okay.
Sounds great. All right. Well, thank you everyone for your time today. As Leslie mentioned, my name is Claire Sturm, and I'll be talking on behalf of Dr. Linda Hayden and myself on the Center of Excellence for Science Gateways, SGX3. We're a team that's out of the San Diego Supercomputer Center, Texas Advanced Computing Center, Elizabeth City State University, and also Purdue University. When we think about science gateways, these are what we explore as web presences or web portals that conduct spaces for science and the dissemination of results. So what does that mean? We think of this more as a look at how we can make HPC data instruments, research instruments, any collaboration around research and results in a web-friendly viewpoint. So we'll have a Science Gateway come in that you usually can log in through a website or web portal. And through that web portal, you have access to all of this computing resources. It also provides easy space for not only yourself to do your own research work, but being able to share it with your colleagues, your students, and your community at large. So it's really this persistent way that we can have research happening actively and also being able to document the research that has occurred. So we started studying Science Gateways back in 2009. And for those of you in the community that might remember Exceed and some of its prior work with TerraGrid, we had our original PI, Nancy Wilkins-Deere, who helped lead this effort. It allowed us to be able to submit the request to be the Science Gateways Center of Excellence, which we were prior SGCI, the Science Gateways Community Institute. So we've had a couple of iterations since our early work, but what we've really found that's been true over all of these years is being a space to conduct the facilitation of Science Gateways and also helping advise the community at large on how to use existing Science Gateway frameworks and receive additional support. We do see Science Gateways as these engines of broader impact. They're multipliers. They get to be the interface for over 2 million visitors every year. We have one of our larger Science Gateways, NanoHub, that's been a proving concept here, where they do have 2 million people visit to utilize the 500 different software applications that are available to the community. So it's not only just impacting active research, but also impacting the next generation of students, as we have a lot of curriculum that's been designed around the applications that are available on NanoHub. We also see Science Gateways as these habitats for scientific application. So by being able to pool together as a community into one Science Gateway, we can have multiple awards supporting the existence of the Science Gateway to give it meaning. We also have the space then where it's a collaborative area for a discipline or a challenge that we're currently facing as a community. And SGX3 is here to help. So we've designed ourselves to be available for multiple different consulting engagements. I'll talk a little bit more about those engagements in my next couple of slides. I'll also be talking about our faculty training and student programs that we have available through our workforce development that I would largely encourage this community to consider and explore if it's an avenue for you. And additionally, we have ways in which we look at the future of science gateways. We have a blueprint factories engagement, where right now we have one that's focused on AI and science gateways. So how can artificial intelligence help expand the use of the science gateway, make it a little bit more user-friendly or ease of use to be able to do your work in a more productive way. We'll be talking about this concept at PERC 24 with our colleague Jeanette Spurhack, who's going to be presenting the results of the Blueprint Factory as what we've received so far from our community experts. So going into our consulting services, our favorite one, which I think a few of you on the call have received before, is usability. So what do we think about usability? This is primary research in the form of interviews and observations on the Science Gateway user interface, how we can enhance it to be a better representation for your users. We do conduct with our team at Purdue University, led by Dr. Paul Parsons and his undergraduate students and graduate students, usability testing from both a heuristic evaluation, which means the best practices of how a user interface or a web interface should be reactive to a user. They'll also do work with members of your community, whether you're building one, so you're wanting to create a new science gateway, or you have an existing science gateway that you would like to review. They'll work with your community members to explore what is the best use case that they would like to have while interacting on the web portal itself. They'll also do some competitive analysis with similar products just to get a lay of the land of what are different interfaces that your community might find useful, and you might be able to plug and play depending on your framework. All of these engagements are free and available, and to request a service, we have a work with us page that you would fill out a quick form, and it just gives us a little bit more information about your project, your team, what you're hoping to achieve, and then we'll have a one-on-one call to explore the different ways that we can work with you and plan next steps. We have sustainability consulting, and this sustainability consulting isn't necessarily just one size fits all. We do have direct work that will spend time from our consultants to think about what are your community needing to do. So what's your community looking to do? How do they expect it to grow or sustain over time? And what are some of those avenues for sustainability? We do some teaching through the form of a workshop we call Focus Week, which our next one will actually be at the Texas Advanced Computing Center, August 5th through the 7th. And this is a workshop where we spend a few days with teams to explore sustainability opportunities. We do a little bit of exploration, definition of your community at large, thinking about some of your competitors, which can even be instances like Google Spreadsheets or being able to access different type of industry products. So just thinking about where your community might go to use solutions if your Science Gateway no longer was around. And then from all of these conversations, we build a hypothesis for your sustainability strategy. And this really helps as you explore outside your initial funding. And again, we just have that quick form if you're interested in this kind of engagement. Another consulting engagement that we provide is technical advice. So from a technical advice engagement, we spend time thinking about what is your current technology challenge and what are you hoping to have iterated on. It could even be as simple as you're looking to explore different solutions for storage and you would like some advice on what storage solutions might be a better fit for you. We also have a partnership with Access CI, where we'll spend time with you and members of the Access team to think through what are some of the resources, computationally that are available to the community at large that would fit your Science Gateway project. So we'll spend time thinking about that and provide a technical roadmap or any gap analysis guidance based off of your needs at large. We also have a full stack development team. So if you find that you just need a developer for 6 months or 12 months, or even during the lifespan of your Science Gateway funding award, you can request to have an expert developer plugged into your project. This is likely a paid engagement or an opportunity for you to embed the developer on your project during the award. But we found that it is a useful avenue to reduce any risks of trying to find a hire of a developer that has some expert research already done in Jupyter Notebooks or another configuration. And it's also a way to build partnerships between all of our centers. Another avenue in which we would have as a community engagement opportunity is our Gateways 2024 conference. So this is our annual conference where we bring the Science Gateways all together in one place. We even have it this year in Bozeman, Montana, and we do have travel support available for faculty, students, and professionals. And it's typically for first-time attendees or conference presenters, more highly considered for that travel support. We do have our call for participation still open, especially if you're thinking of a poster or an area which we call Bring Your Own Portal. This is a great way to treat your Science Gateway or the work that you are presenting as a lightning pitch. So you'll have a few minutes to present to the community what you're doing with your Science Gateway or your portal, and a call to action of what you're hoping the community to help you with or to join the portal if they're interested in helping with that challenge or supporting the domain that you're working in. And those abstracts are due July 29th. And more information about our travel support and the Gateways Conference, you can visit us on our website at Gateways 2024. So going into our workforce development, we have several different opportunities that are coming from our student programs and faculty programs. And I'll go into a little bit more detail about all of those avenues in which we have curriculum development and also professional mentoring and guidance, and see if there's any new ways that you could have students or faculty or even yourself join us as we explore taking Science Gateways into the future of the workforce and also into our teaching curriculum. So through our workforce development, we have several different areas. We have our Coding Institute, which is student focused, professional development seminars that occur during the institutes and also during our webinars. We have partnerships with folks like ADME and ORNL to do winter crash courses or seminars during their conferences to help provide next steps on ways that they can engage the community. We do hackathons to help just take hands-on approaches to a challenge and see where the community goes from there. We do a mentorship program every year at our Gateways conference. And we also have a Rising Star Awards at our Gateways conference, which is an avenue to highlight any professional, regardless of where they're at in the stage of their career. If you have someone that is doing a stellar job and would like to be recognized, we have them recognized with an award and celebrated at the Gateways conference, in which they receive travel support to join us in Bozeman. We also have our internship program, which is focused on graduate students, and that occurs at the Texas Advanced Computing Center each summer. So the success of where we've been able to see our students thrive in the workforce is we've had several different surveys go out to our past students, and we largely see this nice breakdown of where they're going. Some are still in their undergraduate phase, and so they're sticking with continuing their schooling. Others are going into graduate school or other areas of academia. And we also have a large section of our pie going into industry. And some of those folks are recognized here as past alumni. One I would like to highlight is Helena, who has a wonderful story. She started through our workforce development program when we were SGCI, received some support through internships and also different avenues with our Gateways conferencing program. And now she works for the Texas Advanced Computing Center, and as of this summer has started as a mentor for our interns. So I think it's a great way to just see someone that's new into their career, fresh into their career, giving back already to the next generation of students. We also have some numbers from our hackathons, where largely through the hackathons that we've held, which we've been able to impact over close to 800 folks. We see a lot of different diversity even within the majors, such as having folks coming in from a business, management, marketing background, but learning about how they can apply coding and development skills to an active project and engagement. So talking a little bit more into the programs themselves, starting with our internship program, as I mentioned, it's happening this summer. It's open to graduate students. We typically look at folks that have a computer science or computer engineering background, but we invite them typically in November, where we start our applications for the next summer. We'll do an interviewing period during the winter and then explore about 5 to 6 students that get to join us at the Texas Advanced Computing Center. Another factor here is we do pay for the students to join us. We provide housing and stipends throughout their experience and really have them pair up with mentors and Science Gateway projects, so they are actively working on a challenge throughout the entire summer. If you would like to hear from the students that are in our internship program today, we do have a seminar coming up August 1st, where you can hear about the projects that they've worked on and what the experience has been like. And it's always a great time for graduate students to start thinking about even the next summer as they're going through their programs. So if you have any students that would be interested, highly encourage them to join us for this webinar to get this ear to what has happened this summer, and they can consider joining us for 2025. Just a look into the students that we've worked with in 2023. We had 5 students that were able to join us. They worked on a variety of Science Gateway platforms, some such as TAPIS, where they've gone on to continue working with TAC and TAPIS after their summer internship. So they were able to receive some paid student work afterwards, just because they had a great challenge that they were working on and the teams wanted to continue working with them. We've also had students who have received the best paper at PERC 23, had an excellent time with us in 2023, and decided to come back to join us in 2024. So this year we have 6 students that have joined us, and you'll notice that a lot of them have focuses in HPC, AI, computer science, but I would highly and really highly encourage you to think about your students and see, even if it is a little bit more of a diverse domain that they're focusing in on through their thesis, they're welcome to join us, especially if they have an eye towards Science Gateways and applying their work into a Science Gateway platform. We have our Coding Institute, which is also wrapping up this week. So participants are largely undergraduate students, and we have them work with us over a series of weeks, really digging into the design and principles of Science Gateways. So this short course receives tutorials throughout the engagement with practical exercises, and all done through live coding. And we hold a hackathon the last week of the Institute, so that way students can have that real hands-on application with everything that they've learned. Students do receive a stipend for this engagement, so it's a great way for them to have an active learning while being able to apply real work, again, on the Science Gateway Challenge. Going into our conference series, which I've talked a little bit about so far, we do have several different avenues in which the community can receive additional support. Every year we do a mentorship program with various partners coming in as mentors for faculty, and then also professionals throughout our community mentoring students. We have our faculty hackathon, which is this way for faculty to work with us right before the conference happens. We spend time with the faculty members thinking about their curriculum. They come to the faculty hackathon with a specific class that they're teaching, and the goal to think about what they would like to expand upon through a Science Gateway. So we'll work with them to mentor on what Science Gateway or existing framework would be a good use to include in their curriculum. The faculty then will iterate through the hackathon on how they will enhance their curriculum to include the Science Gateway. And then they're invited to join us in Bozeman for our Gateways 2024 conference, where they'll present a faculty poster on their hackathon project. They do receive travel support and a stipend to participate in the faculty hackathon. And if you are a faculty member or know of faculty members that would be interested, please encourage them to apply, and that's available for application until September 5th. Here's an example of a poster that occurred from Gateways 2023, and this is just a highlight of what the poster looks like. It's a short description on what the program was designed to do, expected outcomes, and then also a highlight of the mentors and members of the team that worked on the hack themselves. And just to share a little bit more visually, we have some great photos from Gateways 2023 highlighting our poster event. Gateways 2023 occurred in Pittsburgh, so we had a great set of folks that were able to join us for the faculty hackathon, helping with some student mentorship. And up in that right-hand corner, we have one of our Rising Star Awards being shared. They were a Rising Star and also the best overall posters. So we had Mr. Ghani receive a few different certificates from us during Gateways 2023, which is an excellent experience. And overall, just a great way for us to be able to share with faculty and students and professionals mentorship, thoughts about enhancing their curriculum, and also being able to understand the lay of the land of Science Gateways and those frameworks like Open On Demand that support Science Gateways and active research. We do also extend our workforce development opportunities through our partners. One of our partners is the Association for Computer Science Departments at Minority Institutes, ADMI. And through ADMI, we've been able to have a hackathon each symposium. And this past hackathon, we brought in some of our faculty members that were at Gateways 2023 with us, sharing those poster experiences about the curriculum that they were able to apply into their classrooms, and also spending some time with the students and support from the students through some of our other partners like OmniBond. And just a little bit of a view of some of the students that participated in our SGX3 ADMI Codathon during the symposium, and a great group shot of all the folks that were able to join us in April. So if this is an area of interest, I encourage you to think about joining us for ADMI in 2025. The dates are March 27th through the 30th. And another partner I want to highlight, of course, this presentation wouldn't be possible without them. We had the opportunity back in 2023 to do a hackathon as well with MSCC. So a great group chat of all of the folks that were able to join us during that hackathon, and just a highlight of the work that they were able to provide, all shared on GitHub if folks would like to go check it out. So for a wrap up of our workforce development, we've continued to focus on student programs and also faculty engagement programs, really scaling the involvement of this growing community into the Science Gateways community with the support of our members and partners. And for some opportunities from SGX3, we do have, again, those consulting services that are available. If you would like to request them, we have that link. Encourage you to join us in Bozeman, Montana, October 8th through the 10th for Gateways 2024. With, again, that highlight of bring your own portal or poster submissions due July 29th. And also for faculty members, encourage you to sign up for the faculty hackathon for this fall, where we'll be spending some time right before the conference, and then the opportunity to present all of your hard work at the conference in the poster session. And if you'd like to stay connected for more opportunities that are coming out of SGX3, we have our newsletter where we send out information from the community monthly on events and activities and opportunities that are available. And with that, I'll go ahead and transition and we can spend some time for questions. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Leslie, I think you're muted still.
You are right, I am. Thank you for sharing all of that information with us. It's greatly appreciated. We're excited to have been able to partner with you and to continue working with you. If there's anyone who has any questions about the work that Science Gateways is doing, whether that's for workforce development or anything else, please feel free to raise your hand and we will get it addressed. Right now, I don't see any hands raised, which makes it sound like you did a really thorough presentation because no one has questions about it right now. While we're waiting, I'm going to give people a few more minutes to think about a question they might have. One thing I did not do at the beginning that I typically do is allow new participants to introduce themselves. So is there anyone who has not joined us previously for an all-hands meeting that would like to say hi to everyone? If so, feel free to do so.
Hello, I'm with Jackson State University. I'm the new cybersecurity specialist. My name is Summer Boyd. Just a brief introduction to myself. I started out originally under a ERDIC grant with the Cyber Protection and Critical Infrastructure and Cyber Protection project. I was a researcher for about since 2021. I was hired full-time last year, and then I came on over to the IT department as a cybersecurity specialist.
Well, welcome, Summer. Thank you.
Hi, this is Ganesh Bora from Fayetteville State University, and though my background is AI, machine learning, and cybersecurity, but now I help the faculty. I'm the chief research officer in the university.
Oh,
so nice to be part of this group.
Thank you and welcome. Anyone else who would like to introduce themselves who's new? All right, and has anyone thought of a question they wish to ask regarding Science Gateways, workforce development, student internship programs, any other programs they could be working with your school on?
Leslie, there is a question in the chat.
Actually,
Faculty hackathon, not a competition, please explain.
Yeah, thank you, Leah, and thank you, Harold, for the question. So our hackathon is a way, especially for the faculty, it's using coding practices and also using the time through the hackathon to face a challenge that you have yourself. So the challenge typically is, how do we take a science gateway and embed it into your curriculum? So the competition side isn't existent in our faculty hackathon, since you're really just working over a period of time to enhance your curriculum, utilize your science gateway that you've chosen, and exploring what other avenues that you might need to expand research-wise on ways that you can include different HPC resources. So that way you're able to enhance your curriculum appropriately, train your students on what services they need to become aware of, and also just learning a little bit more on the lay of the land of science gateways and how they apply to research and challenges. So not necessarily a competition between faculty, it is just a competition with yourself on enhancing your program.
Okay, okay, so people are putting their questions in the chats. Damian Brown has, at first he said, can you explain the difference in hackathons versus capture the flag events? And then follows up that says, in some instances, I dislike the catchphrase and how the word hack is used.
Yeah, and you gotta and I see this and I think it's I can't remember like exactly where it is, but like over the last several years. So when you're saying hacking, you automatically think about, ethical hacking or, an attacker or whatever else. But a lot of times you've got to explain the difference between hackathon versus a capture the flag event, because they're kind of different, can be interchangeable. But I'd like everybody to, kind of understand that a little bit, if you can explain it.
Absolutely, and thank you for the question. I think it's definitely a critical point to make sure that we're treating how we frame hackathons in a positive avenue. This has typically been adopted for the verbiage as what's been designed as a program over time. And Dr. Linda Hayden, I apologize that she's not able to join me. She was kind of the founder of our workforce development program. She is founder of our workforce development program and has spent a lot of time making sure that we're appropriate with our language and how we frame our events. But we do design the hackathons to be teams working together to really tackle a challenge and think creatively about how to approach a challenge. So in terms of hacking, they're hacking their thinking of, how do we look at this challenge at our present state, and what are some of the creative solutions we can explore from a development lens to provide the community with a very useful and unique solution. So it's a little bit more of a unthinking to rethink, rewiring, framing that occurs during the event. But we do at the moment have them happening with our students and also faculty that are approaching these challenges through a set timeline. So hopefully that expands on our terminology a little bit there, and definitely appreciate the conversation because I know it's very important for our community.
Okay, another question in the chat is from Nicole, I guess it's Verdone. Thank you for your great talk, Claire. Could you point us in the direction of the student program for Science Gateways 2024? They found a page from the hackathon, but it doesn't found a page, but the hackathon info looks to be from 2024. So they want the newest one, and saying she would love to point students in your direction. She works with CI Compass, which also has a student program.
Oh, that's great. And absolutely, I wish that we already had our 2025 details out because we are just wrapping up our programs. We're kind of keeping our content with 2024 so that way students can still reference the dates and expectations for 2024. But our goal is within the next couple of months, reshaping our website to get ready for 2025. Until then, I would encourage this link, and let me just pop it into chat for everyone, where it has a high level overview of all of our pages. And we do have a link out to our newsletter, so that would be a great way for students to sign up, join, or even if you would like to be a representative for the students that you're working with. So that way, right when we hot off the press have a new announcement out, you can receive that and share out with your community. And I'll also put into chat my email address as well. If any folks would like to kind of get an insider peek into dates that we're looking at for 2025, I'm happy to email and share those once I have them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Das from Florida Memorial University, I think was just introducing himself, but didn't want to say it. Actually say it. So welcome, Dr. Das. I'm glad to have someone from Florida Memorial University joining us. Says his research lab focuses on bioinformatics and artificial intelligence.
That's
So,
great.
welcome,
And
Ian.
a pleasure to meet you, Dr. Das. And I'll note too, we do have that AI Blueprint Factory. If you would like to kind of explore that a little bit more, let me just pop in kind of a quick link as well there to what that program looks like. If
Nope.
you'd be interested, you're welcome to check it out and see if there's any advice that you would like to give us as we explore the Blueprint Factory. And of course, if you're going to join us for PERC 24, sync up with Jeanette Spurhack, who's going to be presenting about it a bit more too.
All right. Is there anyone else that has a question that they would like to ask Claire while she is with us? Don't see any hands. I don't see anything else being added to the chat. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. This was a quick meeting today. Oh, wait, nope, just thank you. A quick meeting today, but I think everything was extremely informative, easy to understand, and we can see that you have services that hopefully some of our participants, our community would be reaching out to you about, whether it's for their research support or for their students or faculty to gain more opportunities and experiences. So thank you for joining us. For everyone else, everyone, including Claire, because you've been on our calls in the past, we look forward to joining you in July for our next all hands meeting. Tenny, is there anything else we need to share?
Sorry about that. I believe that is it. So thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much. We will see you all in July.
Great. Thank you all. Pleasure to talk to you today.